headphones on now, so we shouldn't hear too.
Grand.
Cool.
And we're live. Hi guys, how is everybody? All keeping well, I hope. I've got my old pal Andy in the background. I'll just pop him in to say hello. There he is. Hello. So I've got Andy in the background. He's been my earworm for today. Hopefully you'll enjoy this. What we're going to do today, I'll just stick this. I'll stick Andy in the background. As soon as I finish talking, Andy, you can start seeing who's in the chat. I'll stick it on the overhead camera so you can see what I'm going to do. What I've got a piece of apple on here, fairly freshly cut. I cut the tree down last week, so I've just taken one of the branches. It's very, very green. And what I'm going to do is a thin-stemmed goblet flower type of thing, if you like. This is going to be the top. This is going to be the bottom. I haven't decided if I'm putting some a sphere on the bottom or just an ordinary base or whatever. But the thing to remember, if you are going to try and do one of these, you're always as well using very wet wood because you actually want it to warp. Plus, if you can see that white bit in there, right in the middle there, that's the pith. So what you want that's the weakest part of the wood, the pith. So what you don't want to have is the middle of the stem being where the pith is. So actually mount it a bit off center so you're not getting the pith as the middle of the stem. Otherwise you'll come up against problems. I'm running at about 1150. I'm just going to get it roughed down. I'll just be using my spindle roughing gouge just to get it roughed down. I'll stick a tenon on this end to go into the chuck. We'll flip it round and then we can start working on it. Right, Andy, do you want to...
Cool, yeah. You ready for this? Right. We've got Chris Cox. We've got
Hi,
Jay.
Chris. Hi, Jay.
We've got Joy.
Joy.
We've got Nick, the Flaming Turner.
Good afternoon, Nick.
We've got John PBH.
Hi, John.
Real L. Midnight Joker, Mike. The Wood
Mike.
Ninja.
Hi, Wood Ninja.
J. Sharon Chapman.
Hi, Sharon.
Ting's in.
Hi, Ting.
Rubber Dub Wood.
Hi, Rubber Dub.
Mick Dews.
Hi, Mick.
And Damo over at Ugabivi.
Hi, Demo.
Rob CP.
Hi, Rob.
Sharon Dugdale.
Hi, Sharon.
Eva.
Good afternoon, Eva.
David McLernan.
Hi, David.
I get that wrong every time. Sorry, David. Turner Steve.
Hi, Turner.
Dennis Beamish. Mike.
Good morning, Dennis.
Mike Kaldinsky.
Yeah. Good morning to you as well, Mike.
Wivey Woodshell.
Afternoon, Wivey.
GP's
in. I can see GP there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I suppose JP as well, yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to get on and we'll get some turning done. Like I say, we're going at about 1150 at the moment. I'm just going to get it rounded down.
I'm sorry if I missed anyone. Anna B's in.
Anna, how are you, doll?
JP says, "What am I, Andy? Chopped liver." I'm not gonna go there.
I'll just start putting the tenon on now.
Coolio. I need to put my glasses on. Right. It's going too fast. Right. We got 38 in, so that's pretty good. At the moment, it's kind of eyes going around at the moment, but Eva, that is apple, my dear. As in apple.
Yeah, it's always nice doing this type of project with a nice wet piece of wood.
I'm assuming Stace is in the house, Nick, so hi to Stace too.
Right, I've got the tenon on. I'll just swiftly get this changed over, get the chuck in there. I might have to alter the camera angle because of the length of the chuck, but we will see.
JP says, looks too long to be an apple. Anna says, nice wet wood.
Yeah.
Apple, my dear.
This is apple, but it doesn't really matter what type of wood you use. But for this type of project, you're much better off having a wet piece of wood, a totally green piece of wood. Because one of the things you're wanting to do on this is actually have the stem warp. It's going to be quite a thin stem. So we do want it to warp.
We like our wood wonky. We got Baz is. I think I might have said Baz already. No, I haven't. Baz is in.
Hey, Barry.
Killing My Time's in. Don't recognise. Right, okay.
Good afternoon, Killing. Right then. See which one's going to be the best one here.
Are you planning to include the burl, Mike asked?
Right. There's very little burr on this, Mike. So I may well put some sort of just a sphere on the bottom there and then have a very long, thin stem on it. What I'm going to be doing now, there's a bit of glare on this. I'm sorry about that, but I'm just going to be clearing out. That's not right in the centre where I want it. Let's just bring the tail stuff back.
JP's given you a super chat. Taking
cheers, JP.
Taking bets at the stem breaks. Laugh out loud.
Cheers, bud. You're all heart. I've often said that.
Eva
I
says,
like you. I don't matter what other people say.
Yeah. Eva says, I could smell wet bark all the way from Sweden. You can open a window to that, Eva. Barry Fish is in the house. Twisted Trees is in the house.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Rob,
right.
Question, no word for the drinking game. What's the drinking game? Oh, apple. There you go.
It's only lunchtime.
Wow. Okay, Real Ale, when will you be doing a captured ring or two? Question mark.
I'll certainly be doing one because somebody did ask me to do one. So I will certainly be doing one.
Thank you, Anna B. You've all got another super chat.
Oh, thank you, Anna.
That's what he said. Twisted Trees. My bodging for birds. Oh, very nice. Cool. Go and check that out. Wayne, it's 5 p.m. somewhere. Laugh out loud.
That's true. It is 5 p.m. somewhere.
Rob says it's 8 p.m. somewhere.
Now, as you can hear, I'm getting a fair bit of vibration on this because I'm working a fair distance away from the chuck. So I'm just getting this edge straightened off. Then I'll start turning back the way, if you like. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute.
You got another super chat, Wayne? Twisted Trees for the captive ring.
Well, thank you, Twisted Trees. All being very generous today. It's very good of you. Right, what I'm going to do now, if you can't really see.
JP says, is Wayne turning down a drinking game? And he calls himself an ex-serviceman.
Okay, well, I've Apple as the drinking game. I can always catch up later.
Yeah.
Whenever you're doing anything like this and you're wanting to sort of clean out something that is a fair distance from the chuck, always try and work down towards the headstock. That way you'll produce less vibration. And I'm just using my spindle gouge just to clean out here. I'm just about finished in here. Then I'll start shaping the outside. Again, on this one, I'm really just showing you the principles on this. It's very, very difficult to sand wet wood. So we'll not be doing a lot of sanding on this.
Anna said, Dennis says, I don't believe for a minute that you'd ever have a drink before lunch. Yeah. Mm. Anna says she doesn't drink anymore. Oh.
No, I don't. I don't drink any less either, mind.
It's not a bad thing, Anna. I don't drink very often. It's out of a choice now rather than out of a necessity. Or even a want, to be fair. Mike, if you can't open your eyes, all right. Glenn's in the house.
Good afternoon, Glenn.
You might get the sack today, mate. I'm just throwing it out there.
I hope not. I've just sent them some money. Right, now what I'm using for this, people use a whole variety of different things. I've got a piece of tissue that I've folded up there just to give support for the tailstock inside. I will be checking this fairly frequently because I am going to be now doing the outside shape of the goblet. And I do want this fairly thin. This is where it all goes wrong, by the way.
Anna said she stopped drinking after Maker Central last year.
All right. Is that so you can recover in time for this year, Anna?
Dennis, turning wet end grain, how do you stop splitting at the pith in the center of the goblet/bowl?
Right.
Oh,
the pith isn't in the center, Dennis. I've got the pith off to one side. So I'm actually going through the pith and then down towards the center. And this is going to be turned that thin. I'll just take the tailstock out of the way a second. This is going to be turned that thin that it shouldn't really crack anyway.
Won't you be taking the pith if you you know what I mean?
The pith, and in fact, I'm just about down to where the pith is. I'll show you where it is once I get there. It's still very thick.
Oh. James is in the chat. James Cassidy.
Afternoon, James.
Cool. Lynn's a lemon, apparently.
Sounds like he's got his electrician's head on.
Adam, I think that the lighting's actually a fixed lighting, so unfortunately, no. Ooh. Can you adjust?
I've actually got.
Can you adjust it? It's kind of quite. It's kind of bleaching out a little bit, Wayne. Only a touch, really. Oh, there you go.
Is that any better?
That's perfect, mate. Yeah. Well, it's much better anyway. Apple's quite white wood anyway when it turns, if I remember.
Yeah.
So you will get a natural bleaching.
It's yeah, I know. It's probably with the position I've got the cameras. I was just trying to. What I was trying. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it onto a different thing now. I've finished doing the inside.
Oh, there we go. It'll be against your shirt on that one.
Oh. Where's that one not coming up?
Nope. That'll come up against your t-shirt, that will. That's cool.
Right, so that might be better, that one.
Yeah.
So I'll put me...
Rob's got a question while you're playing.
Yeah.
How do you know the goblet will stand up and not fall after it warps? That's part of the fun.
Realistically, you don't. Hopefully, what you do is make the base heavy enough so it won't tip. So I am thinking about, rather than, okay, I've called it a goblet, a flower, a thingy, whatever. I'll put a sort of spherical base on the bottom of this rather than a tapered in base like you'd get on a goblet. And hopefully that'll give it a bit of weight there, so we should be okay. I've still got quite a bit of meat left in there.
Eva's off. I just made a couple of beach chisel handles and I can't get the beach to hold a stain. Anyone got any non-comedic tips? And that's from Mike.
Beach should hold a stain. Off the top of my head, no. Right. Did you put sand and sealer on the handles before you stained them, Mike?
Oh, Larry's in the chat.
Right, I'm just going to give this chisel a sharpen.
Eva's just off.
Bye, Eva.
Bye, Eva.
Probably what I should have done was put my magnifiers on. That's the bark off. Didn't mean that to happen, but it has.
No sanding sealer yet, but super tight
Okay.
beach, Colron, Jacobean oak.
In which case, I don't really know, to tell you the truth.
I think it might need a gel stain, but I'm not sure. Sorry. What grit are you sanding up to before you put the stain on, Mike? Sometimes if you sand too high, you can affect the stain going on. Sanded to 180. That's all right. That should be fine. How strange. I probably would have just like spray painted them, to be fair. That's what I would have done. Base coat, first layer, second layer, third layer, lacquer. Maybe 2 or 3 layers. Wouldn't have the wood finish, but
We're getting there, we're getting there. Whoops.
ooh. What colour were you doing it, Mike? Just out of curiosity.
He said a Jacobean something, didn't he?
Jacobean. Oh, yeah, of course. That was. Hold on. Colron Jacobean oak. Oh, so wood stain. Right, okay.
Right. Right, that's the top done. So I'm going to bring the
Rob says, I just Googled staining beach and it says to use a gel stain. Kevin Newman says, hi, Wayne.
Good afternoon, Kev.
Oops is not what you want to hear when you're turning, says Baby. That works, thanks. I must have burnished it. Ah, there we go. And as JP says, thumbs up, everybody, please. If you like Wayne's, what wood was that?
Right, that's gone.
I'll have to think of a word for mine tonight as well, Wayne.
Legs.
Octopus, yes, legs. Too many of them.
The other thing to remember about turning green wood, and keep on going back to the chuck and tightening the jaws, because you are compressing the fibres in the wood. Right, I think it'll bring us back to the overhead.
Scotty McScott's in.
Hey, Scott. That's gone off centre a wee bit there, but that's okay.
Apparently, he was seeing a man about his wood. Well,
That's centre, it's not working for me. Put a different centre in.
and what particular variety of wood were you butchering at, Scott?
That's better. That's better.
Wood. Scott's not that kind of boy. Rubber dub. Oh wow.
Right, let's just get some shape into the bottom here before I go any further.
I need to get me one of those chisels. Bolt gouges, rather.
No, that's a spindle gouge.
No, the big one.
Oh, the rough and gouge.
Yeah. You can tell I'm not a turner, can't you? Do you know what I mean? And he went to collect 4 pots for a planter and have come back with half a cart of blanks of yew. Nice. Field maple. Nice. Cherry. Yes. Lovely. Plum. Ooh. Ash, oak, and unchalked more, all from 6-inch round to 14-inch round. Blimey, you're going to be busy.
Just going to sharpen this chisel now. I probably should have done this beforehand, but I didn't.
You got another super chat from Baz. Stem's not broken yet. Oh, he's got a way to go yet, buddy. Wait for it.
Oh, I'll tell you what, before I get too thin on this stem, let's have a look and see where I can put it. There's a knot there, don't want it there. Let's just clean a bit out here. A bit out here.
Oh. Oh, you make it look so easy. It's really quite unfair.
Right, we'll go for the captive ring now. Now, the tool I'm using is a captive ring tool. So it's got a bevel, as you can see. It's got a bevel on either side and a piece in the middle for the bead. So you get it onto, oh, hang on. Nearly broke the bloody stem there. You want to be going in at around about centre height, and you just form the bead first.
Baz says if it breaks, he wants a refund. Everyone complimenting Scott on his haul.
Right, there's the There's the captive ring done.
Holy crap. So cool.
Now we'll go back to the stem. That's not down far enough. That's it.
Oh, that's a good question. Sharon asks, how do you sharpen your captive ring tool?
I'll just show you, Sharon.
That's a cracking question.
Right. Skew chisel. Okay. Ring tool. You sharpen them in the same way. So you're basically sharpening these bevels here. You're sharpening the sides, the same as you would a skew chisel.
Oh.
But you're much better off using, and I'll put that down and I'll be able to find it now. You're much better off just using a flat diamond stone so you don't take too much off.
Genius. What's the make of your captive ring tool?
Turn the speed up. You don't need to use a captive ring tool. You can actually just do it using a skew.
I was actually going to say that because I've done a goblet with a captive ring with just my skew.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd keep quiet. Mountain View Turnings in. Martin at Woody's Creations in.
Hi guys.
I think what he'll do in a minute, if I am right, Twisted Trees, he'll push it all the way up the other end so it's out of his way when he's going back the other way.
Yeah, I will. Now, what I didn't do, what you usually do with these, okay, this is a bit rough. What you usually do with the captive rings, before you actually get it loose, sand all of the outside. And then when you want to do the inside, what you do is you turn down a bit of the stem, like here. Glue on some, super glue on some abrasive sheet on there, and that way you can actually sand the inside. But that'll just sit there for the moment.
We've got Nathan in as well.
Hi, Nathan.
And he asks, what is being made here then, Wayne?
It's a thin-stemmed, I've just come across a problem. It's a thin-stemmed, goblety, flowery type thing. And the problem I've got here is that knot. That is probably going to prove to be a bit of a nightmare. I'm going to get rid of that rest. And I'll put in my small rest. That way I can get closer to the stem.
Oh, good one there, somebody. No. Cool. Every day is a school day. It's not a competition, JP.
What's he saying?
I want to see how thin you can go if you can one up Mike Walt. I'm sure for you, Wayne, that's not a problem. Boom, boom, boom. That was from Nick.
I'm hopefully getting to the bottom of that knot now.
Ooh. Would you ever use a steady when turning a goblet? Rob asks, would you ever use a steady when turning a goblet?
Yes, if it was a lot longer than this.
Cool. Wivey Woodshed says, don't Mike Waltz usually come in 2 pieces?
Well, to tell you the truth, whenever me and Mike get together, things usually come to bits. So we did start calling each other the Flying Goblet Brothers.
And Kevin asks, what is the makeup of your captive ring?
I think that is
I think he might have asked that previously. My apologies, Kevin.
it's a Hamlet, Kev.
Oh, Mountain View says, it looks like you're trying to make a toothpick. Wow. Bing, 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 bing.
Right, stay in one place for a minute.
I can't actually breathe. Okay, is anyone at home actually holding their breath right now? Because I am. That's crazy, man.
Now I'm starting to get a lot of vibration on this now. You might not be able to hear it, but I can actually see it on the stem.
I tell you what, it wasn't the stem that was twitching; it was my bottom.
Right, I'm just going to have to take the base down a wee bit because I want to try and get rid of a lot of that bark if I can.
My, that looks fancy dancy. Real L says that must be burnishing the inside of the ring with it spinning.
It may well be. It may well be. Right, just this final wee piece to get finished.
Wow.
Now, what I should be doing every time I turn this off now, what I should actually do, and I haven't been doing it, I should turn the speed down. Because if you keep the speed up and you turn it back on, things can start flipping all over the place. So that was my mistake, and I should have mentioned that.
Eva says, looks like so much fun to do, but it takes a bit of long training, I guess. Yes, it does. Mike says this is a practice piece.
Oh, yeah. I will be doing very little sanding on this, and I very much doubt if it'll get any finish.
Oh, and the sanding. Wow, that's going to be... No, we just covered that. And the ring is like the captive ring right now. Yeah, definitely. And tighten the chuck too, Real L said.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Right. Obviously, with something this delicate, you want to be very careful when you're sanding. Yes, it is green wood. Is it going to sand well? Yes, it is. Because of how thin it is, it'll sand very easily. Right, so what I've got here, I've just got a piece of 240 here. Now,
Goodness me. James Cassidy says, under Wayne the Woodturner on the YouTube screen, where it shows his category classification, there is a title, Entertainment. Wayne is living up to that title. That's nice of you to say, isn't it?
thank you.
Just it's hypnotizing, Mike says.
I probably should have turned a bit more off the middle here.
Always like a short trembleur. Oh.
Yeah, a very short trembleur, because them things are bloody huge or long, very, very long. And they actually use, I don't know if you've seen them, Andy, they use a string steady. It's just pieces of string that basically suspend the piece of wood in the air.
What? No, I haven't seen it.
For the stems. These the stems on the tremblers can be up to about 1 meter long.
What?
With various decorations in the middle and everything. And when they're being turned on the lathe, they've actually got bits of string suspended around the stems to actually hold them steady while they're being turned. Amazing things.
Sounds like black magic to me.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, what you're doing is black magic. That's crazy, man. You do realise I'm now going to have to turn on my lathe this afternoon. There's no way that I'm going to get that thin, but I'm going to give it a blowing good crack.
I was going to do this with a skew chisel.
Probably my face shield. Actually, I've got a nice piece of you that would do that.
Is it wet?
No. Oh, yeah, good point.
It doesn't have to be wet. It's just easier.
Wonder if I'd get away with nicking Luke's carbides.
Oh no, I wouldn't use carbides on this.
No?
No.
Oh, no. That means I have to use the dreaded. Okay.
No, carbides would be too. What's the word I'm looking for? They're too rough. If you see what I mean.
Yeah. I guess it's because it's a scraper rather than a cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if a negative rake carbide would work.
Oh. Oh, no.
I'm just going to part this off now, and that's us about done.
When we drink, if I can, you can do it too, Dale. Did I miss Dale? Is Dale in the chat?
I didn't see him come in.
No, I didn't see him come in. What? Unless that was I misunderstood.
Unless somebody's calling you, Dale.
Yes, that's true. Ah. It's Andy, by the way, Anna. Love you.
Right, now, I have got, I don't know if you can actually see that. Focus. Where that knot was, you remember I told you it was a problematic piece? That knot is actually cracked. So I've actually got a crack in the stem there. There, you can see it there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, definitely a practice piece. It does, I can't get any light in here properly. Is this light working?
Keith's in the chat as well. I didn't see Keith come in earlier. Sorry, mate. My apologies.
And you should be able to
Oh, wow.
see through it. That light's actually a bit strong, but you can.
Well, does what it's meant to. Wow.
Yeah, you can actually see through it.
Damo says it's a funnel.
So there we go. I'll put it back onto the.
Properly is mini flannel. It's almost like Lily.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do this. This is one of the main things I used to do when I used to do demonstrations at craft fairs. Everybody loved seeing these.
So you could go one step further and carve the bowl as well.
So there you go.
That's lovely.
I'll stand that out in the sun this afternoon, and it should warp, especially where that where the crack is on the where the nut was. So that's it. Captive ring as well. For those of you that wanted the captive ring, so
Lovely job, mate. Lovely.
So guys, that's us for another live. Just thought I'd knock that one. A bit of a shame that I hit the bark and the bark came off, but hey, such is life. Bendy.
Whoa. That's mad.
So there we go. So if you're around at about this evening, we've got Andy on. I'll just bring Andy back in. Just to
Earworm's not doing his job. Joy.
Oh, have we missed something Joy said?
I'm so sorry. Wayne was talking. That's why I wasn't interrupting, my dear. My apologies, Wayne. Carry on.
What did we miss? missed anything. Yeah, so that's us, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, I'm going to keep on putting these out for forever, probably. All these lives. Oh, Joy asked more than once.
Oh.
I apologise, Joy. Ask again while I'm watching the chat. I'm not going to answer you. Just ask again. Right, Joy, come on, ask again.
Wasn't intentional, Joy.
So yeah, we've got Andy himself on tonight, 9:15. It is 9:15, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah, 9:15. We've got Chris and Nicola on at 7:30, doing their At Home with the Fishes. Who's on tomorrow? Oh, Andy's on tomorrow. Andy's back on tomorrow lunchtime.
Yep.
Rich on tomorrow night. I think Nick's on Wednesday lunchtime. Then I'm back on Wednesday evening. I think if Dale's feeling not too bad, I think he'll be back on Thursday. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, thank you, Rubber Dub. Big Joy asked 5 times. Good one. No, right. I first did one of these types of things, probably back in the late 80s, early 90s. There's a guy in the States, and I've totally forgot his name, who specializes in them. He's very good at doing these types of things. I just like doing them. The good fun, the good practice more than anything else. Apart from being good fun, the good practice for tool control. Thank you very much, Anna. It's very much appreciated. So yeah, it's good fun, good tool practice. You can practice using your spindle gouge. You can practice using the rough and gouge. You can practice using the skew, because they're great fun doing these using the skew chisel. Who thumbed out? I don't care, Scott. If somebody didn't like what I'm doing, that's up to them. I really don't care. Right, Glenn. That's what you missed.
Oh dear.
Right. It looks like Joy isn't going to put the question back in.
I think that might be the
blame Andy for not doing his job, lol. That's a hashtag.
Hashtag Andy says.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Much appreciated. Really nice of everybody to put the super chats in. It really is appreciated. It is going to help build the channel and hopefully get better equipment for camera work and things like this, and carving and things like this. So thank you very much. Where'd they get up to? Thursday. I think Scott's on Thursday night, unless he's working. Friday, I'll be back Friday lunchtime, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Friday night will be Stace. Saturday, I know Ed Oliver does an early live on a Saturday, usually starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. Saturday lunchtime will be Nick. I'm sure Nick is doing Saturday. Saturday evening will be Nick again. Sunday, hopefully Dale's going to be back in the afternoon. Then Chris Fisher will be live at around about 7:30. And Makers International podcast at 9:30. Oh, sorry, Scott's on Saturday lunchtime. So Scott's on Thursday night and Saturday lunchtime. Great. Right, guys, that's it. I'm away. I'm gone. Thanks very much for coming in. Much appreciated to everybody. I will no doubt, if you're going along to watch Andy tonight, I may well be in the chat. So bye for now. Hit the bloody button.
Bye.